Hello and welcome, everybody, to FKA the Pod. We're coming at you live and hot during this icy winter blast. That's what they're calling it, the winter blast, which sounds like a Pokemon move. But I'm your host, Seth Butler, coming at you from the second coldest place of this podcast. I'm also joined by Reed Wilson, who's coming at you from the coldest location represented here.
Yes, I am. Seasoned veteran of in every polar vortex I can remember. And every bomb cyclone. To my
So, is a polar vortex the same thing as this icy blast that we're experiencing now, or do they just come up with a new word for it every year?
Dude, they come up with a new thing all the time. The bomb cyclone was like the hit when I was in high school. Everyone was talking about the bomb cyclone that was coming through. I was like,
interesting.
It's just fucking cold. That's all it means. It's -1 cold.
It's cold outside. It's wintertime.
Yeah.
People think that it's springtime now. Like they've got Valentine's stuff and like springtime stuff up in like Walmart and Targets across the land. But it's winter. We're in the wintertime. And we're also joined by Trent Tatum, who's in actually the warmest place.
Yeah. Hello. It's nice and warm. It's 32 degrees here. So
Damn. You're in the
suck it, losers.
You got 32 degrees on me.
Yeah. So are you guys drinking anything? Hot chocolate, apple cider, a tea, cup of broth?
Rum Mai Tai in a can.
Nice.
Okay.
Because it's tropical weather here, right?
Right.
No, I just went to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store and I was like, I don't want to do a beer. So I got Cutwater, Tiki Rum Mai Tai. It tastes like coconut and rum.
Cutwater?
Cutwater.
No,
Not sponsored, but we could be.
I'm drinking uncut water, also known as
I love Adam Sandler.
I got circumcised water.
Circumcised water. Oh, that's something we could talk about. Circumcision. No, we're not going to talk about that. Reed, are you drinking anything this evening?
No, just water.
Well, I, as per usual, have the Corona La Cerveza Mas Fina and also the Ryan Stellhorn Memorial Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shot. So shout out to the Stellhorns. Shout out to Corona. Shout out to Cutwater, I guess.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family as well. I'm going to take this shot, guys. Cheers.
I'm following the footsteps of the WHO and following their advice that no alcohol is safe.
Yeah.
That makes me so sad, dude. It makes me so sad to realize that I'm like, no matter how hard I try, I'm just never going to be healthy unless I have zero fun in my life.
Yeah.
What about all those hobbies?
What about what? Oh, the hobbies? I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Those could be pretty fun. I still haven't started on anything.
Okay,
so
that's what I was going to say.
Just reading. Just using my library card for reading stuff. So
let's go.
Well, that's good, at least.
Yeah.
Having fun isn't really hard when you have a library card. That's all I need.
So you guys know how Snoopy is like popular?
Yeah.
Again?
And his little homie.
Is he popular again?
Woodstock. Yeah, they're putting Snoopy on coffee mugs, t-shirts.
Oh, interesting. Well, I did know. I noticed they there's like a Snoopy show or something on Apple TV. I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Oh. Well,
I don't know.
I think that's probably like a symptom of the Snoopy fever that is taking over, rather than like what caused the Snoopy fever.
Snoopy stands out here.
A lot of Snoopy stands out there. I don't have any data on this, but I'm sure that interest in Snoopy has peaked over the past like 6 months. People haven't been this interested in Snoopy since like, when did the Peanuts actually come out? Like the 70s?
Yeah, I feel like 65. I feel like the Peanuts are old things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess the 70s is also old. Yeah.
The 70s, it's only about 5 years newer than 65.
I remember enjoying a lot of those Peanuts movies and Charlie Brown specials and stuff. But again, my family was old as hell, so
yeah,
makes sense.
They got Snoopy in 3D.
Um,
They got the weird 3D animation of Snoopy.
yeah, I've seen that.
That's gross.
It's strange. It's unsettling, but
They got
I don't know.
Scoob.
I didn't realize Snoopy was having a comeback, dude. Maybe I'm just like not in the loop
Yeah, he's
on
still in the
Snoopy.
Thanksgiving Day parade, I think.
Yep, he
Well,
is. He's
sure,
always
yeah.
been there.
But Pikachu's there now too, so I don't know who's really Snoopy's life's on the line here. On life support.
Yeah, I guess
It's
so.
the same old balloon.
Let's see.
They haven't got a new Snoopy balloon in 40 years.
So from this is from an article from December of last year, which makes it sound pretty dated, but it's not actually that dated.
It's like 4 weeks ago.
It's like, yeah, like not that long ago. It's called Gen Z is suddenly obsessed with Snoopy, and not just because he's cute. I don't know what the secondary reason is, but this is from NPR. So interest in Snoopy over the month preceding this article increased 200%. So from November to December, increased 200% is, I hate it when they say stuff like that. Increased 200%. I don't know how much that is.
It's like twice as much.
That's two.
No.
Well, no, that's 3 times, right?
Yes, increased 100% would be 2 times as much. Increased, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
3 times as much.
That's confusing.
The Snoopy TikTok account saw an increase of 223.8% in engagements between Q2 and Q3. So people love Snoopy. But the reason I bring this up isn't to like debate about whether Snoopy's popular, but like
Sure.
try to figure out who else we can make popular. I think we need to latch on to like a new trend in some sort of cute character
Like
and start
something that should be popular today, or something that should be popular in 30 years,
Or something
like
that was
Snoopy.
popular a while ago, but
Yeah.
it's coming back.
So I think Garfield, right? He's kind of cute, but he's more
Sure.
relatable than he is cute. But
And
I
I
feel like he's
think-
already too popular for us to latch
Exactly.
onto
Yeah.
here in order to start the new
You're right.
trend.
Mhm.
So
What about Calvin and Hobbes? Are they in debate for this?
I think that's a great suggestion. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
do you know which one's which, by the way?
No, I think Calvin's the kid. Pretty sure
Okay.
Calvin is
Yeah, I
the
don't
kid, and
know.
Hobbes is the stuffed animal, who's like not a real.
Is that a
stuffed animal.
TV show? I've never even like seen that.
No, it's a
If
bunch.
it's a TV show,
It's a bunch
it's
of
just books.
like comics, like newspaper comics that
Okay.
are compiled to do it like other like collection books, and then
Yeah,
like
right.
the owner is just getting ripped off though. Like everything that he has no merch. All the merch you see with it is just made by other people. It's just not his shit.
Interesting. Okay.
I also didn't know that Hobbs was a stuffed animal. I thought he was a real tiger. Is he supposed to be a stuffed animal? Oh, it is.
I
He's a
guess it's-
stuffed tiger.
Yeah.
It says
It's
here.
like Winnie. It's like a Winnie the Pooh situation, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, he's also
I think-
he's also the Rock in Fast and Furious. That's also Hobbs.
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw, if you will.
Nice.
Calvin and Hobbs and
Yeah,
Shaw
yeah.
as well. Who did
Dude, I
you-
was thinking a little more like new age. Maybe I
Okay.
would love to see. I would love to see like. I don't know. The first thing that came into my head is Cat Dog. I would love to see Cat Dog
Okay.
as like a return to popularity. You know what I'm saying?
So
One
was
of those
Cat
like
Dog's
ugly '90s cartoons, right?
Yeah, that's really ugly.
was Cat Dog's thing that one of them was stupid and the other one was like mean? That was
Yes. Yeah.
And they're also the same thing, right? That was the main thing that they had. They're always.
Oh,
one
it must
monster.
be. It must be that the cat is mean and the dog is stupid. That must be
It's-
it, right?
It's similar vibe to what is it? Pinky and the Brain, the like
Yeah.
lab rats. It's kind of like
Except they're
that,
connected.
except the brain is smarter than cat, and Pinky might be dumber than dog. Honestly, I don't know.
What about Bam Bam? Or
Ooh, Bam Bam, that's
Okay.
good.
Or Pebbles, the little girl, right?
I don't know which
is-
one's
is-
which,
is a
but yeah,
combo. Bam Bam is the boy.
Yeah, Bam Bam's the one that says Bam Bam.
Yeah, he hits shit.
I think Pebbles has a better chance than Bam Bam. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
Bam Bam's got a better name, but Pebbles, she has like a bone in her hair, right?
Mhm.
I think that could catch on.
Oh, invest now in the new hot couples costume, Bam Bam and Pebbles. Move over Fred and Wilma. That shit
Yeah,
gets played.
I think that anything from Scooby Doo has already been done.
Well, what about the Flintstones?
Yeah.
I think the Flintstones might have already been done too. Was there a dog in the Jetsons?
They got a robot dog, I think. I've never seen the Jetsons. You know what?
His name is Astro. Yeah, it's good. Could be him.
Mm,
You've never seen the Jetsons, you said.
mm-mm. That's before my time.
What about like what about like the 3 babies from Popeye? Popeye's babies?
What about Popeye's girlfriend?
No, I don't like olive oil. She's not my
Olive oil.
favorite. Yeah, she's tough. Popeye's a hard sell. Anything with Popeye is kind of
Yeah, that's the most American.
it's
cartoon.
difficult to make cute and fun, I guess.
Hmm.
So
Have you
I don't
guys-
know, man.
I would love for Tom and Jerry to be good again. But
Mm. Yeah, I think Roadrunner has some potential.
oh no, that they're canceling that movie. You know, there was like Acme versus who's the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme or something. Like it's a movie that's supposed to come out, and Warner Brothers just like canned it. They're like,
And it was supposed to be like a kind of like a Detective Pikachu thing, right?
yeah, or something. It was supposed to have him and like the Coyote
Or like
and John Cena.
Space Jam style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Warner
Damn.
Brothers just like, nah, we're just not gonna put this out. We'll save some money on taxes or some bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds like Warner Bros.
Mm.
I
Wow.
don't know, man.
Yeah, I kind of threw this out there with no preparation, but I would love to hear from the audience on this one. You can holler at us anywhere. We're at FK the Pod, fkthepod@gmail.com. Who are some cute characters you like who we can start posting like relatable content on Instagram and TikTok and have people say, "Wow, yeah, that is me." I do hate Mondays.
Don't say a Disney character. We're done.
Unless it's
We're
Steamboat.
done on Disney.
Steamboat Willie. There'll be tons of him.
Yeah.
Steamboat
Yeah, we can make Steamboat Willie
Steamboats
say
are really
whatever
big
we
now.
want, right?
Oh yeah, well that man, he's also public domain, so dude's free for the taking.
Ah, I think Winnie the Pooh is public domain too.
Yeah, that's why you get those horror movie shit things going. on.
Yeah,
You know what? No, make
Yep.
Eeyore. Make Eeyore real popular. I feel like
yeah.
everyone would love Eeyore. in
The world
Gen
needs
Z.
an Eeyore right now. For sure.
I was thinking, this is kind of a different concept, but I was talking to my girlfriend Jill. Shout out to my girlfriend Jill earlier, and I think that Captain Planet needs to come back. I never watched Captain Planet, but like if ever there was like a young demographic who is interested in like the environment, I think it's
Yeah.
now, not like in the 90s.
Well,
Yeah,
So-
it was kind
actually,
of
that's a
important
good
in the
point.
90s because like if we could have done something about it then. I think at this point it's like Captain Planet's missed the boat, you know?
Yeah.
Dude should have been here. He's gone and left. When the world needed him the most, Captain Planet was nowhere to be seen. We got global warming now. So like it's also -1 degrees right now, so it's his fault.
What were his powers?
yeah.
Like he could like look at look at trash and turn it into recycled trash. Could he do that? Or like he could
I
take oil
no
out of
clue,
water.
dude.
He could like fix an oil spill. Like what was his deal?
I don't know, man.
So Captain
Uh.
Planet was actually like a combination of a bunch of people. So like the Planeteers, they're the ones that would help everything, and they would then combine to become Captain Planet.
Oh, okay. It's like a Power Rangers situation.
Yeah,
Like what's it called? A Zordon, a Voltron.
yeah, like a Zord.
Zord.
Kwame,
That's what it is.
Kwame, Wheeler, Linka, G, and Mati, and sometimes Suchi would all form together with their rings. and
Okay.
become Captain
Yeah.
Planet. You were like,
Hmm.
yeah. So that's where he was. He done left. And then we're
Okay. Well, I mean that's really when everything started to go downhill.
Mhm.
So
Speaking of
I mean,
going
it's kinda
downhill,
cool.
the Iowa Caucus was the other day, and that shit was hilarious. Like, good vibes only or whatever. But like, one guy, Ram Sawari, who was running for
Uh-huh.
for the shit. He was coming in on like the most anti-woke platform ever. He's like, there's one gender, or there's two genders.
There's one
There's
gender.
only one gender. There's two
Yeah.
genders. All this other bullshit is not my pronouns are fuck you. That kind of bullshit.
Real kids these days vibes. Except he's like 35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's also like a billionaire who defrauded a bunch of people, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
also his parents are immigrants, and like he wants to get rid of like the loophole that let his parents come here or something like that. Yeah,
Yep.
he's a clown.
But the real
Interesting.
the real reason he's a clown is that he thought he could go anywhere. Because the main thing that came out of this is that Republican voters are scared of him, and he reminds them of 9/11.
Oh no. No, dude, shut up.
Wait, is this a quote from somebody said that?
Yeah, I'll pull it.
Yeah,
up.
is this like proven fact or you just making shit up? Because that's
Bro, I would not be making that up. That's hilarious.
I was gonna say you better not be. That's tough.
Yeah. Well, he also
Interesting.
didn't he didn't commit to the bit as much as like Nikki Haley. And there's nothing wrong with, having a heritage from a different country, but I do think it is weird to like mask that. So Nikki Haley like changed her name from what her name actually is because she is like of Indian descent, which I don't know what Vivek is, but
She also changed her husband's name.
she changed her husband's name.
Yeah, her husband. For all this shit.
Why'd you
Jesus
change his
Christ,
name?
dude.
Because he had like one of the. She made him go from like his first name to his middle name because like you look more like a Michael, or whatever.
Michael
Oh.
Haley is his name. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was
Huh.
something else, and then she's like, you know what? Me and my friends are only gonna refer to him as Mike or as Michael, and not as his actual name.
Dude, that is so weird. Michael Haley was known as William or Bill until he met his future wife, Nikki Haley, who started calling him by his middle name, Michael. So now he goes by Michael.
That's so lame.
That's awesome.
So lame.
All my friends keep getting texts, but it's like they're texts for their dads from Nikki Haley, and it's like,
Mhm.
motherfucker, hey Paul, you heard about Nikki Haley? And they're like, motherfucker, I don't want these things.
That's nuts,
man.
dude.
Oh,
I didn't realize Nikki Haley changed her name. That's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, well, she's also crazy, by the way. I don't know if we put that out there.
Sure. I mean, like, who isn't? You know,
Who isn't
crazy
these days?
right?
Ron DeSanctimonious?
Just in general, who isn't?
Okay. Well, it's good vibes only. One thing that I did think was interesting, I paid more attention, I guess, to the caucus than ever before. I didn't really know how it worked. You have to go
Mhm.
in person at 7 p.m.
Mhm.
on the date of the caucus in
Oh,
order
okay.
to
Yeah, it's like a
cast
town
your vote.
hall situation.
Yes. And it's also like obviously we're experiencing the icy blast or whatever.
Mhm.
And so I think a combination of multiple factors, it being this sort of outdated system where it's like we're all going to show up to our town halls in 2023, even though like Iowa's doesn't have like a billion people, but like,
Nope.
it's not very feasible for everybody to go to the
Yeah.
city hall or
They also
whatever and
have
cast
really
their votes.
representative
Yeah.
demographics of the entire country. Everyone in Iowa.
Yeah. So, but only 14% of the eligible voters voted.
Well, yeah. Did
Yeah.
you see how they were collecting the
yeah.
votes?
You have to go to the
No, I
caucus.
don't
I know
know.
that.
No, they were putting them in a paper bag and passing the paper bag around.
Well, that seems
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
It's very analog. I
Somebody's like, I put my name in there 6 times so I can win this one. Everybody
man.
knows if you want to get your finger on the pulse of America, you have to go to Iowa. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like proven fact, time and time again. Everything popular that stays popular for a long time comes out of Iowa.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Iowa, right? You've got Des Moines, right, which is like the cultural.
Like you said, there's like 4 cities of Iowa. Can you name them?
Mhm.
I just looked at a map, so I'm cheating.
Iowa City, and then Des Moines. That's it. That's all.
You're
I don't know any of
missing
the other ones.
The quad
Cedar
cities.
Rapids.
The quad
Just chilling in
cities.
Cedar Rapids.
Oh, interesting. And then
And
what's the other one? Read.
Sioux,
Oh, Sioux Falls. Is that what you said?
Sioux City.
Sioux City. Okay. All right.
That's our Iowa segment, I guess.
You see this thing I'm sharing right here? These are like how they
Yeah,
collect the
it's just a
ballots.
picture.
They're just putting their ballots into a paper bag.
This is a
Yeah.
paper bag from a grocery store.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, that's
Ivy.
tough.
Yeah, they just write their name on it. This is like middle school shit. They write their name on a piece of paper and they put it in a paper bag, and then they count them.
Hey,
Oh
I'm
shit.
sure it's very secure because I'm sure they only give each person one piece of paper.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
You could
I don't know.
probably, I guess, bring in additional paper if you had
Mhm.
some kind of nefarious ideas.
Yo, the
Um,
place that they're hosting it is the people that made the bag. It's
oh,
the
nice.
Hy-Vee
Okay.
Fieldhouse, and they put it in a Hy-Vee bag. Also, I didn't know you could have like campaign people in the voting things. I'm pretty sure this like
At the
not allowed.
caucus. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I mean, it's Iowa.
yeah.
That's what they're known for, man. The bleeding edge of voter rights.
Oh yeah, like
Democracy.
you're like 80% of the people there believe that Trump like didn't lose the election, or like Biden didn't win legitimately. I saw
Yeah.
that on CBS and I just muted the TV because I was like, all right, I'm not trying to watch this shit. I'm trying to watch football.
Yeah. I've
So
gotten to that point too.
the other interesting stat I saw that I don't know how much more content we have about Iowa, but I think that this is really interesting and horrible because I think there are like so many better things that could have been done. But Republican people who are campaigners,
Mhm.
candidates, I guess is the right word, spent like collectively across all like 5 of them who are like legitimate contenders, spent like $250 million on TV advertisements in Iowa. And
Yeah,
so the
dude. I heard
conversion
that.
rate there is that for every person who voted in Iowa in this caucus, Republican candidates spent $1,140 per voter.
But here's the thing: everyone knows Trump's gonna win this shit, and we're gonna get Biden versus Trump again. Like,
That's what I'm saying. They spent $250 million on nothing. $250 million just
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
gone.
this could be our
Well, I mean,
last thing.
for
Oh,
for
sorry.
like a tiny chance to own the country, and do whatever you
Guess.
want with it. I guess. I don't know.
This can
So,
be our last thing on elections or whatever. Iowa voter on Ram Swami. I'm not being prejudiced, guys, but I don't like his name. I don't like where he came from. After 9/11, I still harbor a lot of hard feelings.
interesting. Interesting, dude.
He has a lot of
That's
hard
tough.
feelings towards
Brown,
who?
brown
India? That's not the right country.
dude's not the brightest, bro. I don't hate to break this for you. I don't know. The demographics
Oh,
usually have
dude.
the non-college educated people in the Republican Party. That's just how it's gone traditionally.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh man.
That's strange. But hey, speaking of majority Republican states, um,
Okay, let's see where this one goes.
I do have a little bit of choose your news segment this week for you guys, and it's all weird and maybe funny news from the Southeast.
Oh,
Okay.
So specifically, I have 2 news things from Alabama
Roll Tide.
and then 1 news thing from Florida, right? Because you can't do anything in the Southeast without hearing about the Florida man.
Florida
Yeah.
counts as the southeast.
Well, okay.
I
Well,
thought it
maybe
was its own
North
thing.
Florida, right?
Yeah, I always considered Florida its own beast.
Sure. Well, they're included in this anyways.
All right.
But anyways, you guys know the rules for Choose Your News.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you guys the titles of these articles, and then you guys are going to vote on which one you want to hear, and then the rest get thrown in the trash, never to be heard from again, at least on this podcast. All right.
Yep.
So our first news article is titled "Nude Man Nabbed by Police After Cannonball Plunge into Giant Aquarium at Bass Pro Shop in Alabama."
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
that's good.
That's pretty
good.
new.
Yeah.
I think I saw like a TikTok on that or something. It's pretty crazy.
That was
So
last week's news.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of
Next,
how many Bass Pro Shops there are. I haven't been there, but I've driven by that very Bass Pro Shops. I'm pretty sure.
He's
Oh,
an
yeah.
Auburn fan. I think it's in the Auburn area.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll find out if you guys vote for it. Next news article is exploding toilet at a Dunkin' store in Florida left a customer filthy and injured. Lawsuit claims.
What a shitty situation.
I think that one's a strong contender for me
Yeah,
because
it's tough.
I'd like to hear about the injury. You know,
Yeah, right.
the getting messy, right, from an exploding toilet I get, but the injury I'm curious about.
Definitely. And then our final article is titled "Alabama Woman with Rare Double Uterus Gives Birth to 2 Children." Not as
Give me
funny.
the toilet. I'll take the toilet.
I'll take the
Really?
toilet as well.
All right. See you later, Alabama woman, and see you later, nude Alabama man.
Nude Alabama man was big news.
You can't
like
beat
10,
you can't beat Florida.
10 days ago.
You can't beat Florida exploding toilet.
He's got a real small penis. That was the big takeaway from the Bass Pro Shop story.
Oh,
All
poor
right.
guy.
So a customer has filed a negligence lawsuit against Duncan, claiming he was injured by an exploding toilet at one of the coffee chain's locations in Central Florida. Paul Kuroke is seeking more than $100,000 in a lawsuit filed Wednesday in state court in Orlando, claiming he suffered severe and long-term injuries following the explosion of a toilet in the men's restroom at a Dunkin' location in Winter Park, Florida, a year ago. After the explosion left Kuroke, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name. It's Kerouac.
Sounds good to me.
Covered after the explosion left him covered in human feces, urine, and debris. He walked out of the men's restroom, seeking help from workers and the store's manager, according to the lawsuit. An employee told him that they were aware of the problem with the toilet since there had been previous incidents.
Oh.
The lawsuit says, without diving into further details about the explosion. When contacted, yeah, go ahead.
Like a car has a black box in it that like records everything that's happening like at the time of an accident. So like whether your foot was on the brake, whether your foot was on the accelerator, what gear the car was in, who has their seatbelts on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like that for toilets, at least as far as I know.
Well, the guy's got a brown box, no? Doesn't he?
That's tough. That's tough, dude.
But I would be curious, like, was this guy currently like, you know, 2 cheeks on the toilet? Was the guy flushing? Was the guy, because like we'll never know. There's not a security camera in there. I don't know if like he, you know, put a grenade in the toilet or what.
Well, they mentioned they've had some problems with it before, so that means that they're toast. That is negligence. If they're gonna even get that, and they got like a quoted claim that yeah, we've heard about this before, and they did nothing about it. That dude's about
you shouldn't say that. If you're a Dunkin' Donuts owner operator, don't say that. If
Sir,
anybody
we're aware. All right. He like comes out covered in shit, and he's like, "There's something wrong with your toilet, dude." And he's like, "Okay, calm down. We're aware of the problem. We're gonna get to it." But anyways, it says when contacted Thursday by email for more details on Kuroke's injuries, his attorney Scott Spradley said he was tied up and couldn't answer the questions until following day. The Canton, Massachusetts-based company did not immediately respond to an email seeking comment. The lawsuit says Kuroke suffered bodily injury, and he has required mental health care and counseling since the incident in January of 2022.
Dude, I mean, not to make fun of him at all, but tough to be traumatized by a toilet seat. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty bad, dude.
Oh, I can get a lot of sympathy, you know, like, oh, I'm traumatized about the toilet. You still got to use that thing.
Yeah, I am a little upset that this article didn't tell you what the injury was.
Yeah.
That's kind
But
of disappointing.
we
Yeah,
chose this article, and I
reverse
don't know
hernia.
I don't know
Mhm.
how much extra information we're allowed to Google for ourselves or whatever, but
I choose to believe that it was maybe like a broken coccyx.
okay.
I mean, they
Yeah,
did pretty well
T-bone
to survive a
situation.
bombing of the Oval Office, though. You know, I think if he had
um,
the little toilet seat protector over it, he would have been fine. Okay.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, those things fucking suck. I hate those so much.
I never use
They're
them, but
annoying.
I'm not gonna. I mean, come on, it's a lot of
I
work.
mean, I've tried to use them before. It's difficult to use, and then like I don't know, it always like the little flap always dips into the water,
yeah, it's gross.
and then it kind of like sticks to your legs a little bit,
Yeah, I'm just
you
gonna sit on
know.
the
So
toilet seat.
It's
That's what
also
it's
not
yeah,
for.
going to
it's
cover up the
bad.
whole seat. There's always going to be parts of the seat that are exposed, and like
Yeah.
you can't really win here. You can definitely lose, I guess, if the
Mhm.
toilet explodes, but you can't win regardless.
Do you think you get less money if a urinal explodes compared to like a regular toilet?
I was just about to say, so the bathroom at the Dunkin' Donuts here has a toilet and a urinal,
Sure.
and a sink, and they're all single room situation. Like I wonder if this is like a multiple stall situation, really the layout of this room is, the square footage, right? Was there any
Yeah.
ricocheting of this debris?
All very valid questions for sure. Yeah.
It was it was his own shit, right? Like how else is like it's not like the toilet store shit in there. So he got covered in his own shit and piss or fecal matter.
Yeah.
If we want to
Well,
make it a little bit better, he got covered in scat.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't say whose human feces and urine and debris, but it makes sense that it would just be his, right? I don't think there's an explosion that could just happen from a toilet without there being like a bomb situation
Hmm.
We'll
where
have to
you're
bring it.
covered in other people's shit,
We'll have to come up the
right?
pipes.
That's going up
Like
the whole ground.
I
Yeah.
doubt
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts has a sub pump. You know, they probably connected to the sewer system. That's his
Yeah.
own shit.
Right.
Case closed.
Case closed. Okay, so in terms of lawsuits against fast food places,
Mhm.
I definitely, I don't know, or I don't want to pick who's the worst victim. I would
Mhm.
probably rather have a toilet explode on me than be like the woman who got severe burns from the McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Those
Right.
are the only two prominent lawsuits I'm aware of against fast food places recently.
Yeah, I don't know too many against fast food places, but I feel like I've definitely heard of people suing where like not fast food places, like grocery products, where people find like bugs or rats in their
Yuck.
food, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I've
I
heard of a
saw
lot of
well,
those.
if you're
I
in
saw a video.
Mississippi, you might find a 16-year-old kid in your food.
Wait, can you
Wait,
say that
what?
again?
Nah. You go with whatever you did. You go with yours. Mine was very good vibes only.
So, um, I saw there was a video that went a little viral on TikTok about somebody who found a frog in their salad from Sweet Green, which is like a salad restaurant, um,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty funny. And like, what do you do with that? You know, if you find like a bug or something, you kill the bug.
You
You
don't want
find
a
a
frog in your
frog,
throat, you know.
I guess you keep it and you show it to the prosecution for
Or
evidence or
you put
whatever.
it in a pot of like normal water, and then you raise the temperature up so it doesn't jump out.
I did hear there's another lawsuit that is happening. I think this one is it might be in Florida as well. But somebody's suing whatever company makes Reese's because they say it's false advertising that the Reese's pumpkins have a carved out jack-o'-lantern face on the packaging, but then the actual Reese's pumpkins do not have a carved out jack-o'-lantern face. They're just shaped like pumpkins. So she's suing them
That's
for
so
like
funny.
billions of dollars for this.
Oh shit. That's wild.
I mean,
That's crazy.
that's a little frivolous if you ask me. But if it's a class, if it's like one of those ones I can jump on, I will.
because I mean, I don't know if. Well, I guess I can't say it here on the podcast if I have or not. Maybe I have retained all the receipts from all of my purchases of Reese's. Who knows?
Mhm.
I know my girlfriend Jill definitely at least bought me some of those this year, last year for Halloween. So I could hop on there too, or she could.
Well, we can get on the Christmas one. Like, hey, the Christmas trees don't look like the Christmas tree on the packaging. They look slightly different. Is it?
That was the
Yeah.
whole thing. It was for a bunch of different stuff. It was for the eggs. It was for the footballs because they have Easter eggs. They have footballs, which I think on the thing they have the laces. It's for the Christmas trees. It's for the pumpkins. She threw the house at them.
So, I mean, we're no longer going to give them the benefit of the doubt that, owing to the fact that it's chocolate, maybe they can't really get that designed, for like chocolate you buy for 90 cents. But hey, it should have looked like that shit.
Yeah, so she spent like $4.95, and she's now suing for like $5 billion. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So
I hope it works out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck big chocolate.
Yeah, big chalk.
yeah, go watch Wonka if you're interested in big chocolate. I haven't seen it, but apparently he takes on the chocolate cartel. That's what this is about.
Yeah,
So
he becomes indebted. He's like a debted slave or an indentured servant.
an indentured servant.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie.
He's like somebody who like owes this guy money and he doesn't get paid for it.
Yeah, he gets swindled in like a very cartoon evil lady like contract.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude,
you get $5, but I get your soul.
You know, the one thing I did hear about this Wonka movie
Mhm.
is that it's rated PG, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Probably.
they say the word bussy.
They say the word bussy in the Wonka movie?
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I cannot confirm. But I've heard they say the word bussy in a PG movie with Timothy Chalamet.
That is so funny.
That seems incredible.
Oh no, I'm seeing some results for this. So yeah.
Some result
Apparently they do.
you googled Wonka bussy?
Yeah, I did on incognito mode.
Nice.
So in order to figure out what they say, I'd have to like watch the video, which I'm not going to do on air, but I will be looking later. So.
before you go to sleep tonight, yeah. Oh man.
Oh man. So there was we talked about some news. There's a lot of sports news.
Yeah, it was super wild card weekend this past weekend.
What is a super wild card, man?
Well, super wild card weekend is it's like the first round of the playoffs in the NFL. And there was 2 games on Monday, on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's like the NFL is just killing. It's killed my whole weekend and holiday.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
But that means there's going to be
football.
less games next week, right?
Yeah, it's like adequate divisional round weekend.
Okay.
Like average divisional round weekend. They don't have a super wild
It's not super anymore.
Super wild card weekend.
So who's still in it, man? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with this stuff.
Eagles really didn't do anything. They scored 9 points. Our boy Jalen Hurts didn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I was waiting to get my girlfriend Jill. She needed new tires. I was waiting at the tire shop, and I heard on the TV they had at the tire shop that the Eagles, they started 10-1, and then they like lost a bunch since then. So they've been hot garbage for the last like 7 weeks.
Yeah, they lost 6 out of 7 games. They went
that's
10 like undefeated, like 10-1, and then didn't make the 12 wins.
That's crazy. So anyway, just a little bit of information that I got from watching Sports Center for a little while.
Basically, every day of super wild card weekend had one like crazy upset where like the favored team lost by or just got their ass beat. Like so, CJ Stroud So the Houston Texans play the Browns. Joe Flacco throws for 2 back-to-back pick sixes, and they lose like 48-14. And then the Cowboys, who are also in the NFC East with the Eagles, who won the division, who are like, they looked real good all season, had like a crazy defense or whatever and whatnot, and good offense. Like people were thinking maybe this is the year. They got the brakes beat off of them by the Packers, and they were like, the score doesn't look like it. It's like ended up being like 48-36, but that's because they just put in the backup people in the fourth quarter. It looks bad for them, and then
all right,
and then the Eagles lost. And they were the favorites,
Yeah.
but they only lost by 14. There's like 25 or 30 to 9.
okay, all right. So that's not as bad. Interesting.
But not as bad, but like they shouldn't have lost, But Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield's
You know
going
what?
to the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Every year NFL season comes around, and I'm like, this year's gonna be the year that I give a fuck.
Mhm.
And it never happens, man. It never happens.
Well,
I need the Seahawks to be good so I can care about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I need
The
I need a
teams
team
that-
that I remotely care about to be decent.
the teams that are in the playoffs still are the 49ers of San Francisco, the Ravens of Baltimore. I don't know why I started saying it like this, but I'm going to do it from now on. The Bills of Buffalo, the Chiefs of Kansas City, the Lions of Detroit, the Packers of Green Bay, the Buccaneers of Tampa Bay. There are two bays in the playoffs. Good for them.
One's
Yeah.
warmer than the other.
Nice.
All the ocean-going peoples, or lake, I guess, and the Houston Texans.
Wait, did you say the 49ers?
Yes,
I mean, that's kind of like a Bay team.
but there's
as
not.
well.
They don't have Bay in the name.
Well,
They're
sure,
not the San Francisco Bay 49ers.
Yeah, you're
which
right.
they should be.
The Bay Area
Well,
49ers.
they play in Santa Clarita. They don't even play in. Technically, they don't technically.
Yeah,
play in
we've been
San
to that.
Francisco.
Well, I've been to that stadium. I don't know if you guys
They
have.
stole your backpack. Go listen to our third episode. Oh well, another.
Damn, that
This
was a
is the
long time
other
ago.
biggest story from the weekend. The Lions won their first playoff game in guess how many years? How many years?
25.
20. Trent says 25. Seth, what do you put it at?
I unfortunately just saw this stat when I was Googling this. So their last one, if I remember correctly from 2 seconds ago, was 1992.
Yeah, 32 years. They won their first playoff game in 32 years, maybe 33, depending on how you count it. So
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going for the Lions.
no,
Yeah, let's go for the Lions.
fuck the Lions, fuck the Packers. Nothing
Yeah, I hate
looking
the
worse
Packers.
for both of them.
I'm probably going
Yeah.
for the Houston Texans, actually. Go Texans.
I'm all in on the
All right,
Buccaneers.
they're the
I want-
newest team, right?
They're the newest team. Yeah, and they've
That's
never been
right.
good. And they did cut Deshaun Jackson. Is that his name? Deshaun Watson
Deshaun
loose.
Jackson was a wide receiver.
And Deshaun Watson now plays for the Browns, and I think the Browns are a horrible franchise. But good for the Texans. Get rid of him.
The Browns made it to the
And you know
first
what?
round this year, but he stinks. Deshaun Watson stinks. He's bad.
Good for the Texans, and good for you guys, the listeners,
Yeah.
for sticking around and listening to our show and emailing us at fkathepod@gmail.com
Yeah.
and following
Thanks.
us on X and Instagram and YouTube. Well, you don't follow on YouTube. Subscribing, all that good shit. FKA the
Ring
pod.
bell.
Check us out,
Ring the bell.
and thanks for listening.
And get pumped for the real treat on Super.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say featuring us, and I was like, oh shit.